Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel. Dear students, today we are going to discuss about evolution of the earth. In our previous session we have discussed about movements of the earth, that is rotation, revolution and their speed also we have discussed. In this session we are going to discuss about evolution of the earth. Earlier we were discussed about evolution of universe. Now evolution of earth. Evolution of earth. It's very important. It's very important. It's a basic thing. Every student must need to know how the earth evolved. Okay? Evolution of the earth. See, there are a lot of theories are there. Lot of debates among the scientists about earth was formed in this way. No. Somebody says that it is formed in a different way. Someone says that nobody were accepting, but somehow majority of the scientists came to the conclusion that after the Big Bang theory and how the earth is evolved, what we are going to discuss today. Dear students, earth is the densest of all among the planet. It is the densest planet. Earth is the densest planet, and this earth, the age of the earth about 4.5 billion years, 4.5 or 4.6 or 4.5 to 4.6 billion years. So right now present day the earth, whatever earth we have, it took several phases, several years it took to form present day earth. See, so let us discuss what are the several stages, what kind of modifications, changes were happened. So how the earth finally evolved. Right now whatever the earth is there, what kind of evolution take place, that we are going to discuss. See, earth, as we discussed in our previous session also about the shape of the earth. As we know that the shape of the earth is geoid or a spherical like shape, not completely spherical. So Aristotle was the first person. Aristotle was the first person. He said earth shape is spherical. Okay, spherical. Aristotle was the first person stated that earth shape is a spherical. Let's see how the earth was formed and what kind of phases took to form a present day earth. See, there are steps, step by step. I'll explain in our textbook also. They have mentioned, but some of the points I wanted to add to you. So just now I said it formed, the present day earth was formed through several stages. So now we are going to be discuss about the several stages of the earth evolution. Very important. If students, it may come also in examination, you can write the same stages, step by step. I'll explain, you write step by step. So clear cut explanation will be there. See, the first, in the beginning. So in the beginning, as we remember that, once you remember, there was a nebula, there was a tiny ball. Okay, so first it began what? Some matter. Okay, it began as a swirling dust of cloud or swirling dust and cloud. We can also say that in the beginning a matter was, in the space or in the universe, it began a swirling dust, complete a dust particle, and it formed a cloud like a nebula. I have shown you in illustrations, I have shown you how the nebula, it is like a nebula. In this nebula there was dust particles, And in this swirling dust and helium and hydrogen elements are also formed. See, the swirling dust was include helium and hydrogen elements. Very important. See, this helium hydrogen elements along with the dust. So here helium, hydrogen plus dust. These all came together and formed small bodies. They formed a small stone like bodies. Small bodies formed. Small bodies. What bodies? Small rocky bodies or small bodies are formed. Okay, helium, hydrogen and dust particles, these came closer or they collide with each other. When they collide each other, small particles were formed. The small particles were formed as small rocky bodies. See, these small rocky bodies, okay, small rocky bodies, there are so many rocky bodies are there. Here one small rocky body, here there are so many rocky bodies are there. These all rocky bodies where they come together, or see the small rocky bodies. Many of small rocky bodies came together. Why they came together? Because of gravitational attraction. For example, here is one rocky body, here is one rocky body, here is one rocky body, here is one rocky body. These all small rocky bodies became one bigger rocky body. Okay, one bigger object. Why these all objects were formed a bigger rocky bodies? Because gravitational attraction. Due to the gravitational attraction, it was formed like this kind of rock, a matter. Okay, this kind of rock was formed. Right. First is it is a matter or swirling dust and cloud. There was a matter earlier. There was a swirling dust and cloud matter was there, and in the swirling dust, along with the swirling dust, helium and hydrogen elements are also present. Helium and hydrogen elements also present. These helium, hydrogen plus dust particles they came together, they collide each other, then they formed a small particles, small bodies or small rocky bodies. So this was rocky bodies. These small rocky bodies are formed. Many small rocky bodies came together. Due to the gravitational attraction. They formed a bigger size of rocky body. Okay, they became a bigger size of rocky body. See, these rocky bodies are further. These rocky bodies collide each other, and these rocky bodies, one rocky body, another rocky body, they came together and formed layer by layer they formed. For example, this is a small rocky body. This rocky body was formed here, and these rocky bodies are formed another layer, and this is a one rocky body. This rocky body formed another layer. So layer by layer, see, these all small rocky bodies are formed a layer. Okay, so that I'll write. All small rocky bodies formed layer by layer into a big size rocky object. Earlier we have discussed that small rocky objects are smaller bodies. We can simply say that smaller bodies size increased layer by layer. How the smaller body size increased? Because in the first phase, some small body particles, they came together and formed this body, and the second time another rocky body material formed, and third time and another small bodies were formed. So layer by layer, present day earth also made up with different layers, formed with different layers, that we will discuss in the interior of the earth or internal structure of the earth. So when these smaller bodies are formed into a larger body, when the smaller bodies increase it layer by layer and formed, next what? Formed a bigger rocky body. So this bigger rocky body is, before formation of the earth, it was formed as a matter, or it was formed as a rocky surface. So this formed a bigger rocky body. This was bombarded. It was this rocky surface, this rocky body was bombarded. See, there was a lot of blastings were happen. Okay, these are when bigger rocky body was formed. It was blasting, bombarded by massive rocks. Some of the rocks were hitting this rocky body from the space. For example, this is a rocky body. From space, another rocky one, some few rocks are coming and hitting with huge force to this rocky body, and this rocky body is going somewhere. And from another side, another rock is hitting this rocky body. It is moving somewhere else. So at this time, this rocky body was bombarded, and it was in this rocky body in the molten stage. Molten stage means what? Like a liquid, not complete liquid. It is like a thick soup. In the initial stage, whenever this bigger rocky body was founded, bigger rock size material was founded, at the time it was bombarded. Lot of explosions were happening. So when explosions were happening, so it was in the molten stage, very huge heat generated. So it was in molten stage. When it was molten stage, it is a liquid stage, not completely liquid. It is like a juice. It is a thick soup like situation. It was there because many rocks, many asteroids, many things are hitting this huge rock which are coming from the space. So this is the stage. Now it was attracted when it was molten stage. Now it is in a molten stage. It is attracting some other material from the space. For example, the molten stage body attracted material from space. It attracted some material from space. For example, this is a molten stage material. It is attracting some material. And those material were heavier. Okay, attracting from space, heavier material reached the center. And lighter material went away. Right. So which are the heavy material? These were reached under the surface, or gone to the bottom, or reached to the center. Example, this is a molten stage. If this rock was attracted, this rock was reached here, and the lighter material, these lighter materials were reached to the top of the surface. So these things were happened for many years. So at this time it was a molten stage. At the molten stage, it was a juice like shape, and it attracted many objects from the space. This space, those material attracted, if the material were heavier material, this heavier material were reached under the earth, interior of the earth. The lighter material came out to the top, or came on top of the crust. After that, lighter material reached to reached top of the earth, or top of the earth. Okay, this is lighter material reached here. Finally, after some years, after some years, this outer layer temperature is decreased. Whenever this lighter particle, this crust, okay, the outer layer, it was made up with the very light material, okay, a lighter material. So this, after some years, crust was formed. Crust was formed with the lighter material. So this is a crust. So these are the lighter material. Whenever it was formed a crust, a little temperature was decreased. Whenever these lighter elements came top of the crust, top of the earth, the temperature was decreased. Whenever temperature was decreased, after some year, crust was formed with the lighter material because temperature decreased. When temperature decreased, the crust-like situation was formed. Now, how this earth is wrinkled? Wrinkled means, if you take a plastic ball near the stove, you can heat once, then it will be wrinkled. See, the earth also, when the interior of the earth became cool means a little temperature decreased, or when the interior of the earth temperature decreased. See, this is earth. Now first top layer temperature is decreased. The top layer temperature is decreased. Gradually, the center temperature also decreased. When the center's temperature is decreased, so it was got wrinkled. Wrinkled means, once you take plastic ball near to the stove or it gets heated, then the shape will be out. So it will, it became like a geoid shape. Okay, there is no smoother shapes. All shapes were like ups and downs. The wrinkled, once you take the paper, make the paper as into a ball, there are ridges, there are low basins we may observe. So same. So when the interior of the earth temperature decreased, earth got wrinkled. Okay, wrinkles are formed. Wrinkles means what? Foldings. Okay, wrinkles formed. So in the wrinkles, ridges. So when ridges means what? Ridges means what? Mountains. So mountains on the earth were actually, when the earth got cooled, when the earth temperature was decreased, there are certain ups and downs were formed, certain ridges were formed. These ridges we are calling as mountains. And somewhere what are the basins? Basin means what? Lowland. So these lowlands are formed as oceans. I repeat, when the interior of the temperature decreased, it got wrinkled. Whenever this wrinkle was formed, and then the ridges were formed. Small ridges on the planet, like Andes mountains, Rocky Mountains, Alps mountains, mountain ranges were formed. Aravali mountain ranges, and basin. Basin means what? Lowland. Some lowland were formed. These lowlands, after million years of huge rainfall, this lowland basin were filled with the water. Now we are calling as oceans. So these ridges, when it was wrinkled, these ridges are we are calling as mountains. So this is how the earth was formed. There are several stages. Once upon a time, it is a dust. Once upon a time, it is a dust, a wrinkled dust. Okay, from the wrinkled dust to here, we have helium and hydrogen. Helium, hydrogen plus dust. Helium, hydrogen, dust particle, it became a small bodies. There are so many small bodies were formed. So whenever the small bodies became the larger body, okay, larger body, whenever this larger body was formed, there are so many stones, so many things were attracted. So many things were attracted. When it was attracted, it was became a layer by layer. So this is first layer body, this is the second layer, the third layer, the size was increased. Whenever the size was increased, its temperature, this temperature also started to decrease. Whenever the material, huge material hitting this earth, this heavier material reached to the center, and lighter material, it reached to the top of the earth. The lighter material came to the top and heavier material reached to the center. When it temperature decreased, a crust kind of thing was formed. After that, when the center earth also, the center of the earth or interior of the earth temperature decreased, then it got wrinkled. When it was got wrinkled, so there are ridges, so some ups and down. So this kind of thing made. This kind of the structure was made because it was wrinkled. So these kind of the foldings, these kind of the ridges, these kind of the landforms were formed. So this is the shape. Okay, so the thing which are like ups, there are like these ridges or lines, these are called as mountains. The areas which are very lowland, so these areas we are calling as oceans. So this is how the earth was evolved. So this is the evolution of the earth. Now let's see how the atmosphere formed. Atmosphere, let's see, the question is how atmosphere formed. This is the question. It's given in our ninth textbook. See, as you remember that helium, hydrogen, see in the first phase. So this is the body. There is a helium and hydrogen. Helium, hydrogen. So these all are attracting, colliding with each other, colliding with the dust particles, forming a small body. So this helium and hydrogen went away. This helium and hydrogen elements went away from the earth. So that is the wondering thing was happened. That was a magical thing was happened to form a atmosphere. Sir, why the atmosphere is not there on the Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune? Because helium, these are the gaseous material. The inner planet, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Mercury, Venus, Mars, okay? Mars, Earth, these all are, sorry, Earth, Mars. So these all are inner planets or terrestrial planets. There is a possibility to, there is a possibility to, start a life on the Mars after so million years after. There may be a choice, it may be formed, but on Jupiter, Neptune, it is impossible. It is impossible. On Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, impossible because it's completely gaseous material. So these are, in Earth and Mars, the gaseous material is a little less. So there is a possibility to, born or a life or atmosphere on those planets. Let's see. So when the helium, hydrogen went away from the planet, sir, why they went away, sir? Because went away because of solar winds. Because of solar winds. Solar winds also called as solar storms. Solar winds or solar cyclones. Solar winds. So due to, because this is sun, it is sun. So Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. So these are inner planets. So whenever this inner planet, there is a asteroid belt. There is a asteroid belt. So the percentage of helium, hydrogen little bit less while compared to the outer planets. Inner planets are, the helium, lithium percentage was less because solar radiation, because of the solar winds. The solar winds were attracted this helium, hydrogen. So because of that, this solar, the helium and hydrogen elements went away from the earth. Then it was created. When it was helium and hydrogen went away, then the earth started cooling. Earth started cooling because there is no possibility of nuclear fusion. There is no possibility of creating energy. There is no possibility of bombard, blasting, and explosion, nothing. So the earth started cooling. It started cooling. Earlier also it was cool. It was cooled. But we are discussing the same when it was got wrinkled, that condition only. So the earth was started cooling. When it was started cooling, it released number of gases. Releases gases and water vapor. Sir, how this water vapor and gases they release? For example, if the inside volcano, this is a volcano, the heat coming out from the volcano, it releases the gases. It releases the water vapor. You know, the highest element, the 90%, more than 90% water vapor will come from the volcano. The huge percentage of element which is come from the volcano is water vapor. For example, you take gas, you just put water on your gas and keep a lid on the lid on it. Then suddenly, whenever you are boiling a water, you keep a lid on it. You take a utensil and you pour some water. You keep that utensil on a stove, and whenever you keep a lid, that should be covered with the lid. After some time you find a water vapor. Am I right? The same situation when the heat is releasing, when the volcanoes are erupting, gases and water vapor release gases, water vapor due to eruption of volcanoes. Whenever volcanoes are erupting, it is emitting gases and water vapor. These gases and water vapor created clouds, and due to the water vapor, rainfall, huge rainfall, million years, huge rainfall occurred. This rainfall continued for many years. Okay, then whenever this helium, hydrogen went away, there is a percentage of carbon dioxide on our planet. So when huge rainfall was occurred, carbon dioxide, CO2, which is existed on the earth. So carbon dioxide dissolved in water. Carbon dioxide dissolved in water and reached bottom of the earth. Bottom of the earth means what? Ocean. Bottom of the earth. It reached to the bottom of the earth. Finally, whenever this carbon dioxide dissolved in the water, gradually the temperature decreased. The earth temperature or environment temperature was decreased. Then, as I said, whenever it wrinkled, the rainwater was filled in basins. Okay, mountains are formed where the rainfall was filled the basins. These are became oceans or seas, and remaining part became landmass. Then after bacteria, small bacteria, after small plants, bigger plants, and animals, human beings were evolved. Once you observe, children, it is theory. These all are theory. Our earth lesson is about all theories. Okay, so next lessons are not theory. These all are accurate basis. What is happening, that will be there, but these all are theories. So once you observe, if you boil water, you just keep a lid. So the lid, whenever it emits, when gets it heated, water heated, it releases gases in our water vapor. This water vapor created cloud. This cloud gave very huge rainfall. After that, the CO2 which is existed on the earth also dissolved in the water, reached to the bottom of the ocean. Then there is an environment was created. First bacteria in the water, then after plants, then after animals, then after human beings evolved on the earth. So this is how the earth was evolved. It's a several phases, different phases, but whatever you see, the same. It is nebular theory or Big Bang theory, the matter is same. The matter is same what one is swirling dust. Okay, one is swirling dust, hydrogen, helium plus hydrogen plus dust. So they became what? A small body, rocky body. There are so many rocky bodies are there. So so many rocky bodies became bigger rocky bodies. It attracted heavier object. Whenever heavier object hitting and heavier object were reached to the center, lighter objects went away and it formed crust. So once you listen again this theory and once you read, and in the initial stage, earth was blasting furnace like situation. It was bombarded, it was exploded very heavily. So many bigger rocks, asteroids were collide this earth. Then the shape of the earth also changed a lot. Okay, so this is how the earth is evolved. The next how the moon evolved, I'll explain to you. Thereafter, internal structure of the earth I'll explain. So I hope this explanation may be reached to your brain and you are going to be score good marks in your examinations. There is a clear-cut explanation. So lot of groundwork has been done to explain to you, especially reference books were seen of NCERT Geography 11th standard. So hope you understand and hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your valuable support and love. Jai Hind.